What's going on, guys? So today we're gonna get stuff to make a DIY filter for the Guppy tank. So there's one thing with filtration, sometimes you want to get twice as much. Like if my tank is around 10 gallons, you probably want to go with a 20 gallon. So that's what the bubbler, you're gonna need a bubbler for this DIY filter. And I almost forgot, we're gonna need a tube for it. So guys, this PetSmart does not sell like sponge filters, so we're gonna be making our own today. What's Gucci Visionaries? Welcome back to another video. So today we are making a DIY Guppy tank filter. So what you guys are gonna need, you're gonna need a bubbler. You're gonna need, well, an air hose for that, an air stone for it. You don't have to. You could if you want to, depending on what you're doing. And you're gonna need some filter media. So let's get it. So I just purchased some mealworms for my animals. Oh yeah, you can follow my animals Instagram account at Fishvisions Animals. Dope account, just started it. But here we got the air tube because I forgot it wouldn't come with one. And here is the aerator for the Guppy tank. So guys, this setup should cost anywhere between $20 to $35 depending on what kind of brand and stuff you get. So it's a reasonably cheap Guppy tank filter. So guys, this right here is actually my Guppy tank bin. I did a video on it, so I'll have it right up here. This flipped over, but currently I have a little bio ball in here that should have some beneficial bacteria on it, and then I can add beneficial bacteria from Fritz Aquatics that I got. I got a bunch of stuff. I'll put it all in one corner. That is great for all sorts of guppies to hide in. And then I got the filter. So let's set this filter for this bin up. So guys, normally I would use a hard plastic tube, but I'm gonna use this tube for my siphon, so it should stay straight. So this is you can use about a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch tube, and maybe about 6 inches of tubing. First, I'm actually gonna see how deep my bin is, and then adjust it to that, to where this is about an inch below the top. Guys, next we have to drill small holes into like the sides of it. I'll show you how to do that so that when the air bubbles come through it, it goes out of the sides of the tube, and outside of the tube is where the filtration pads are going to be. So it might be a little hard to explain right now, but you'll see.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Flat stone, so you are going to silicone it to where it stands up like this, straight. So we slid our filter pads up to about the height of our tubes that we drilled right here. So now you need to find a flat stone or a rock and silicone this part to the rock, so it stays, when you have a rock on here, it's gonna stand up like straight up in the tank. Okay guys, now it's time to do a water change on Quincy and Fancy and the Crawdad, which I hadn't picked a name yet. We've got some names, but before I choose names, you guys can go drop names down below. But I'm gonna quickly do about a 1/4 water change on here. I do hear a little noise from the filter coming, so I'm gonna try to clean that out. Maybe not exchange the filter pad, but sort of like clean it out a little. But I think I did a half water change. This is doing a lot better. The color of it is just because of an old pond. Because this used to be outside, and I used an old pond like an old pond dechlorinator that had like a green tint to it. But otherwise, it's getting a lot cleaner. So once that thing dries right there, we'll be able to set up the guppy tank. So here's the most important part, the silicone tube. You got to make sure the silicone is hard enough to where it's not going to like burst out particles inside of your tank and kill everything. Because this may or may not be fish safe, but I have used it, and like once it's dry, as long as it's like smooth and dry and hard, it's good. So it's all of that right now, so now we can move on with the filter. So now we can slide our filter pads or whatever you chose to put on here. Slide it all the way to where your holes are. So guys, now that you got everything you need, you got this, but now the next most important thing is our little air hose. So we're gonna set that up. Then what you're gonna do is actually put it through the top here, and then it will sort of work by itself. I'll show you. So guys, I connected my air pump to it. So you don't want to plug it in because it's immediately going to start. So I'm going to have that where the outlet is. So basically you could hide it. So let's see, I'll run the cable somewhere else, but we'll have it going like this, around it, Okay, so there, we're left with one other end. And we have our filter. So I thought that the guppy babies would hide over here. So I'll put all that stuff over there. So I'll put it just about right here. There we go. It's perfect. So yeah, it's still about a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch. You just want it at least a 1/4 inch below your water level. So all you have to do is literally stick the other end of your air pump inside of your filter, and that is it. Sometimes you'll have a hard time having it stay, so what I'm going to do is keep it exactly like this and tape the end next to the tub, tape that right there so it stays in this exact position. Then the air bubbles are going to come out of it, and then it's going to go through the sides of the holes that you drilled into the filter pads. So that's basically how you set up this DIY. So I think we should probably test it now. We got him plugging it in. 3, 2, 1. Boom. That's exactly it, right there. You can see it actually is a little noisy. I don't know if with the tube that I put in there didn't fit properly, or if it's normally this noisy, but this is in the garage, so you can easily, there we go. I just had to move it. Perfect. Okay, we're just vibrating against the wood. So now all it is the sound of the bubbles. So I'm gonna tape that right there so that it doesn't move. So that tube needs to stay on the bottom, because if it's halfway up, it's not going to go through those holes that you drilled on the bottom. So I think this is actually creating quite a bit of movement. So that's looking actually pretty good. Guys, I don't know about you, but I'm actually pretty proud of this. Because one other one I made, I think because the other one I have, it is a filter. Okay, and you should probably make this bigger to what the size of your tank is. This is around probably 5 to 10 gallons, somewhere in that range. So I got an air pump for 10 gallons. The other one I have upstairs is in the shrimp tank, but that one's probably around just for, less than 5 gallons. So just make sure you build it to the size of your tank. So guys, here we go. We got Quincy in there. You can see I put that little log in for the crawfish, but Quincy and Fancy really like it. And that means Fancy is right there
right above the crawfish. You can't really see it, but the crawfish is literally right there. They've actually become friends. I don't see that they're hurting him too much. I mean, maybe he's picking on Quincy because he's always hiding from him, but you never know. I think he actually stole the crawfish's spot, but I still gotta feed him today, but I'll do that later.
Now for everyone that doesn't know, it's trout season, which means it's cold, wind, like largemouth bass, smallmouth bass, harder to catch. For me, striped bass and trout, that's what I love to fish for in the winter. Because the reason I haven't wanted to get a fish for this pond yet is because now it's winter. So when you catch a largemouth bass, it's harder to quote unquote like hand train it, train it to eat the food you give it, because one, it's in a new area it's not used to. So things like trout and a striped bass, those could go good if I put them in the winter. So let me know if I should put a trout in the pond. So guys, that is just going to about wrap up the video. So I'm going to quickly get to the positive comment shout out once I find it, which goes to JMS Fishing. Amazing video, bro. Your content, love your content. Keep it up. Might have jumbled the words there, but I understand it. So thank you, JMS, and if you guys would like to be featured in a future video, all you guys have to do is drop down a positive comment below. And if you would like to be a part of the Visionary fam, cop your merch, link in bio, top link. I got ones with the quote on the back and the logo, and ones with just the logo. So if you don't want the quote, you know, late Christmas gift, you know, New Year's gift. Maybe some of you got birthdays coming up. So if you guys would like to copy your merch, do that, top link in the description. Or if you just want to be a part of the fam, just subscribe and turn on post notifications. That's all you have to do. So thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I love you guys. I make these videos for you. I try to. So please drop video ideas down below and I'll do them. So guys, thank you so much for subscribing. I will see you guys next video. Peace of positivity. Find your vision and follow it. Be a visionary today and subscribe. I will see you guys next video. Peace.